Welcome back, game fans. I'm back with another. I got another video here for you today. Well, tonight, really, but you get the point. And I'm viewing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This was a handheld. There was just a spin-off released on the Game Boy Advance and the PlayStation 2 back in 2004. Yeah, released back in 2004. 2 years after the original game came out. Now, I would suggest a DS spin-off. It would make sense because the DS does has capability of the gameplay. Because why make that type of gameplay for a console? Anyway, Chain of Memories is not a sequel, it's a spin-off. But at least directly into the sequel. But it's a two-part story to be more specific here. But the second part says might be a DLC, Reverse Rebirth, which is also part of the story. It's canon, so it'll be leading into the second game. So anyway, so the game opens up with a. The game's opening recaps some of the events of what happened in the previous game, with the same music as the ending of the first game, which makes you feel it's hopeful yet sad at the same time when you listen to the ending after playing the first game. Kind of makes you feel like crying. It's kind of sad, but does have hope. And Sora and Kairi and Riku are separated once again, even though they all finally found each other. It's sad. So yeah, I know, as I said last time, it was a ballsy move to end the game there, if the game was not good. But luckily it was good enough to get a sequel a few years later to continue the story, and it was just an overly complicated story. So anyway, there's also after that music's done, there's a game cutscene, special cutscene. It's a reused scene from the ending post-credit scene of the first game. With Sora, Donald, and Goofy looking for, chasing after Pluto, who has a letter from the king. Alright, they rest up for the night. Sora can't sleep. Go exploring and see some mysterious hooded figure that tells him something about darkness. Something being tied to darkness or something. I forgot. It was yesterday when I started watching the walkthrough. I don't think I will ever play this game myself because of the gameplay. But I'll get that when I mention the tutorial. Anyway, after one of this mysterious hooded figure, he sees a mysterious castle, which will come to play in the later, which we find out what it used to be in the later game. It's pretty interesting how they connect all things together. And the other hand, a mysterious character that will be real who it is. I'll be talking about that though when I review the sequel. And it's gonna be, which is gonna be a while from now, because I'm not exactly wrong, because it's still the sort of DLC, I think. Reverse Rebirth. But it doesn't focus on Sora. Instead it focuses on another character. Why does that happen? Well, it's because how the game the Sora story ends. So yeah, anyway, after finding the castle, Sora gets down on Goofy and, well, they go inside and explore. It's weird though. So Donald and Goofy had a feeling that the king's somewhere there. And Sora had the same feeling. Now this is where we hear something interesting about Sora's voice. No, they did not recast him. No, he's still played by Haley Joel Osment. It's just his voice is deeper. So yeah, obviously he was pretty. That's Haley Joel Osment was still a little young when he voiced Sora in the first game, but went for puberty before this during the development of the spin-off. Oh, it's time to get those on now. Shit. So yeah. Alright, my next review won't be too long. Why? Well, what's the reason? Anyway. Even Jiminy had that feeling, so it's not a coincidence. Something's very odd. That mysterious kind of figure from before. Oh, right. Someone wants to know who he is and has to keep live up in the fight. Donald tries to use his magic, but he can't. When the mysterious hooded figure says they forgot everything they learned in the first game. That means they have to relearn it. That's a pretty interesting excuse for why the gameplay mechanics are different. Anyway, this hooded figure passes through Sora. And well, and throws Sora a card created from his memories. I like the card design. It's a card slightly bigger with a crown logo on it, which is the whole theme of the series. To have a little crown on top. So yeah. And he tells him to lose is to gain, and to gain is to lose, or the other way around. You get it right. So anyways, I'm not sure what's going on. So Donald and Goofy decide to go through the door. This is heard when mechanics come in. The cards. You'll be using them to enter different gates in each level of the game. But traversal is a real pain in the ass when you have to backtrack if you go for the wrong door. So that part I also don't like. Now, I'm sure someone will challenging gameplay or like this. No, who likes challenging gameplay will enjoy this game's playthrough. But it's not my thing. But I do like the story. Anyway, Sora and Jiminy end up in Traverse Town. But Donald, where in the series got a figure, tells him this is a place created from his memories or something. I can't remember exactly what's happened, okay? I don't pay attention. Because the first game most scenes had dialogue, but every time you enter these worlds in the spin-off game, there's no cutscenes to introduce them, no voice acting, nothing. It's only voice acting in the castle itself. That's it. Most of the time, anyway. Which can be a little boring to pay attention to. But, well, I'll get to the theming. Anyway, quickly, Jiminy actually mentions to Sora that Donald and Goofy are missing. So the mysterious hood figure teaching us the tutorial. So the tutorial. Basically, use cards about, but it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh or anything though. See, you have to choose a batch of cards with numbers on them to fight, but that can be a pain in the ass if your opponent beats your card with a higher number. So it can be a real pain in the ass. That's what I don't like about that. But again, that's just me. Anyone who likes challenging gameplay will think this is good. I'm just not that kind of guy. That's why I never try to play it. You know, some of these games will be special sectors when they remastered the consoles. And because of the gameplay mechanics, they cannot be changed. Anyway, after the tutorial ends, Donald and Goofy manage to catch up to Sora. and the series of the bigger leaves. Somehow, but Donald and Goofy realize they're in different duds. See, don't forget, when after the whole battle ended, so Donald and Goofy were in their regular clothes that we've seen them in throughout all of media since their first appearances in the 20th century. Goofy technically appeared before Donald. No, wait. Donald did appear in some black and white shorts too, but yeah, I don't go back there. Ooh, you can find some of the archive shorts on Disney Plus. Anyway, those outfits they wear now are the attire they wear throughout the original game's story. Which I like the outfits. Adventure gear, designed after the original outfits, except Goofy's not wearing orange. He's wearing a green jumper, but keeping his green hat. Donald's wearing a sailor cap with zips on it. I don't know why, but I like those suits. They're pretty cool. I think if we have a brilliant dynamic than Mickey Mouse these days. No, Mickey Mouse can be bland most of the time, just typical nice guy. I'm probably wrong now. I don't know. I don't really watch much of his shows these days. Anyway. So it ends up meeting with Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith. Along with Sid, with the designs from the previous game making their comeback. Why I say that? Well, just wait to my Kingdom Hearts 2 review. I'll explain then, even though I don't know why it was done in the first place. They don't, since there's a memories, they don't know who Sora, Donald, and Goofy are, but somehow know their names. It's confusing. Anyway, that's where Leon teaches you some different other types of combat too. So anyway, they're told about this whole world and stuff. There's a lot of events I'm skipping over though. It's pretty important. Now, as I said, the theming of the stories in each of these worlds are memories. Now, I'm going to be skipping over some of the worlds, except ones that are more important. But I will talk about some of the cutscenes. I won't be able to remember all of them now. Anyway. After leaving, they meet the stairs with a bigger again. So I did say it was nice seeing everybody again, but he doesn't know what's going on. And another person in a black robe, but with a hood down, shows up. He has fiery red hair with mysterious marks on his down his eyes. With fiery, like spiky hair, no longer. His name is Axel. So yeah, the hooded figure leads this part to him. So yeah, Sora battles him. And well, Axel was just testing them. So yeah, and gives Sora the next card to the next world. That's gonna be something we see. So after getting for the next world, we do get a cutscene introducing us to our main antagonists. There's not just Axel and Mysterio who get bigger, there's also a female person. A female wearing what those clothes. Her name is Larxene. She has short blonde hair with some long parts of her hair, just like lines, being a bit like grass. I don't know what to call them. And she's kind of sadistic. One of them may get more background on her in the future. So yeah, Axel gives her turn. Because they mentioned they're planning to run some type of organization. There's another person who joins a bit later, but I'll get to him. And so this bigger, doesn't reveal his face and name till later. Most of the story cutscenes with them in it are more talking about planning to overthrow the organization, doing some of the Sora. Anyway, it's Larxene's turn. So Sora battles her as a test. I mean, each of the characters using weapon. Axel uses these type of fiery circles. I don't know what to call them, but spikes weapons. And his game model animation is just like this, just moving his body about a bit. Noxine uses daggers. So yeah, after that's done, Sora gets another card to the world. The third test, she gets another guy who shows up. Vexen. Now this one's a scientist. He is given a chance to test out his latest toy. He fights with a shield, by the way. Spike shield. So Axel gives him his chance. So yeah. Anyway, little details. Sora's, they can't remember their memories. Someone's wrong with their memories. If someone forget about stuff like their battle on Hollow Bastion, Goofy can't remember what it's called, and Sora and Donald don't think Goofy might have been making it up. Like a little bit later, they mentions where Sora sacrificed himself when he became a Heartless to rescue Kairi. So it's weird. I'm not going to open all the cutscenes, but they are interesting. They're all about memories and stuff. Look, do you see a glimpse of a girl with blonde hair and a white dress? Drawing. We find out who she is later. Anyway, the final one, the one who lured Sora here in the first place, reveals his true face. His name is Marluxia. And while he's a feminine type of character with a feminine face and feminine blonde hair, and he uses roses, he uses a scythe. They are main antagonists throughout the game, but overthrown some type of organization, keeping it a mystery. So, yeah. Hey, along the way, after battle for many worlds, getting stronger, Sora starts to remember something about a girl that was on the island years ago. And with a battle with one of the bad guys, I think it was Loxy. Remembers her name, Nominee, and he has some kind of star charm that somehow changed when Kairi's lucky charm. It's mentioned later you still remember Kairi a bit, but that was a one forward line because better gets about her later. It's a pretty long game with some different cutscenes, and well, I'm skipping over it for some importance, so I thought I'd mention it though. Anyway, so the girl's name is Nominee, and well, turns out Vexen has somehow turned Riku back to the dark side, so he ended up battling him, who says he was going to protect Nominee, saying that she doesn't want to see him. Now, we encounter Riku 2 more times throughout the game, 3 more times. You know what I mean? Basically telling Sora to stay away from Nominee. Bird's Battle, however, it's interesting. He says something about a promise he made to Nominee, but I'll do a meteor show about shooting stars. Something Sora said up earlier. It's all seemed a bit touchy when it came to Nominee, and that comes to play towards when they finally meet. And somehow Riku has the same lucky charm, and when Sora sells his, something's wrong with Riku in his head. That's why he thinks Sora's is fake. That ends up with Battle 3. So yeah, that Riku runs away. So yeah, after that battle, the three main members, Marluxia, Loxy, and Axel, use Vexen as a scapegoat. saying he might be a traitor to their cause. So they have been being eliminated. So his final battle is against Sora. Sora battles him in a mysterious place that's made from his memories. But on the other side of his memories, a place he doesn't remember. And we know he's never visited because he's never been off his world. He's never been off Destiny Islands or his home. So it's interesting to think. But this place comes a plot point in the next game. So stay there. Anyway. So yeah, they battle Bex in the center of a mansion. Where he hits a nerve with Sora when it comes about Naminé. I'm not going over much about that. Sora battles Vexen and beats him. As me defeated. And Vexen was about saying some stuff, but before he can finish the sentence, Axel shows up and eliminated him, telling basically he's talked too much. I don't know about Axel's English voice actor in this game. He's playing the same actor who played Marcus in Digimon Data Squad. Even though that wasn't exactly good. He's good, but where he became an iconic character. So, anyway. After Vexen's been eliminated, Axel leaves. There's some stuff I forgot that I can't remember mentioning. So I'll figure out some stuff. Anyway, when I came to Naminé again, Sora was upset at Donald Goofy when at the subject and just runs off. He was definitely mad. But so he ends up on Destiny Islands. And a little bit earlier during the scene, Marluxia wasn't around, so Axel probably want to make things more interesting. So let Naminé go to Sora. You can tell some Naminé feels a little bad about what's going on. Real sad. We know something's up because there was no mention of her before, and he seems to forgot about Kairi. We got to see Tidus Wakana and Selphie again. Yeah, Wakana. I can't remember his name last time. Because I never played Final Fantasy X. So I don't know if their personalities are the same as in their games or not. I never played them, but I do plan to watch walkthroughs of them. So, anyway. So it's definitely touchy about Naminé. And he sends out confronting Riku. So during the Destiny Islands, Sora meets Naminé during the whole catastrophe. And Naminé tells him that she was never there. Basically, all the memories, she was never in anyone's heart severely. So yeah, after coming out to that level, Sora finally meets Naminé. Alright. During the Vexen bout, Axel mentions something about them being nobodies. What does that have anything to do with it? Being nobodies? They're not. So, they don't think they're just not people to care about? That's a mystery. But at least one of the most biggest complications in the series so far. Yeah, it's gonna get confusing from here on out, but guys. After this video, after the Chain of Memories is done, it's going to get more and more confusing. The whole lore is going to get more and more complicated. So yeah, Sora and Riku shows up, and Sora ends up battling him one more time. But Riku still didn't give up. Nami was sad. I told him to stop. And but something's wrong with that and just fell down and he's lifeless. That's when Larxene shows up revealing everything. That Naminé being memories of Naminé will lie, and that Riku there is a puppet, not the real Riku. So we don't know where the real Riku is for now. Yeah. Anyway, Saw's definitely upset about this. And by the way, done that definitely honest. Like the charm turned back to what Kyrie's looked like. So yeah. But with Donald and Goofy showing up to save Sora, because he's their friend, showing how much their friendship really means to each other. I really like that. Gives Donald and Goofy some more stuff, more weight to their friendship. I like how they get more character moments here instead of in the cartoons. They just cut their personalities just comedy, but they are friends. So I like how they give them genuine friendship moments. Now, Mickey did technically make a physical appearance in the last game, but she doesn't make a physical appearance until sometime later. And in the first game's ending, maybe because they couldn't be bothered to animate or just give him some give it a new outfit, because that would just be a waste. What's the point if he's not in the scene longer? He's just shadowed. But they find a way to get this. They find a way to actually make this happen though in one game. But I'll get to that. That's the only last game I ever beat, by the way. The only one on easy. It's weird, huh? So I'm gonna be playing some of the games, but I'm not gonna be playing Change of Memories. But it's easy to review them though here with walkthroughs. So that's where you can tell my thoughts on the game. They battle Larxene, and she's been eliminated. I hate that. So he's two left. Axel and Marluxia. Nami is definitely sad about what happened. So she explains everything to Sword, Donald, and Goofy. The memories were created were just lies. Now all the memories disappearing since they entered the castle. Abandoned on my heart, but she's not a bad guy. She couldn't resist. She was lonely and couldn't deny what they say. She couldn't disobey them because she was lonely. Sora is definitely upset about that, but he forgives Naminé. I mean, it's truly a great heartwarming sequence. Anyway, they go up ahead to face down the last two bad guys. So they ask Nami to stay there and look after Riku. So she does. They'll come back once the thing's over. Meanwhile, Axel and Marluxia are confronting each other. Basically, Axel was a true traitor. Be more specific. He wasn't on Marluxia's side. He was still faithful to the old mysterious organization. He was just luring out their plan. And you notice a little detail after his battle. But he also catching Naminé in that point of time though. He's on as a shield. That doesn't care. But Sora won't let that happen. He's gonna be Axel first, then take down Marluxia. After banning Axel, Marluxia also escaped with Naminé. They must be the Axel, but he didn't fade away like the others. No, he just teleported away, so he survived. And we get more expanded on that during one of the other stories. The character gets more expanded on later games. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, Sora and Goofy go chase after Marluxia, and they end up confronting him. Naminé Marluxia tells Naminé to erase Sora's memories, but she refuses. She doesn't want to cause any more harm. But Sora doesn't care if his memories get erased. He has his friends there with him to help him remember. It's a really good moment. And Marluxia says he'll just be a lifeless husk. So they end up battling. But Riku shows up to save the day. The fake Riku, obviously. So they battle Marluxia, but that was just an illusion. He escapes for now. mean, Nominee did say there's a way to restore their memories. Learning how to do that once it's over. So, yeah. Before the final battle begins, Sora asks fake Riku to look after Nominee. The fake Riku shouts and says he doesn't mind. Sora says, why would I? After all, just because he's not the real Riku doesn't mean he's not a person himself. He's a living being, so he's a person. Live his own life as his own person. If the Spider-Man clones didn't do anything about that. Look at Ben Reilly. He's a clone of Peter Parker but did his own thing. And look at MT from Infinity Train. She's a mirror duplicate of Tulip, but she develops her own personality. And develops a relationship with the with the passenger. I should give it Infinity Train a review someday since Cartoon Network is just erasing it. Thanks to the Warner Discovery merger. As I said, one of my old videos on one of my channels. There's just so many videos about it on YouTube. Anyway, the three go and confront Marluxia, and the final battle begins. In the end, after a double battle, they beat Marluxia. 8. After they come out with a great camera angle too, Sora uses the keyblade to seal the door shut. I'm just glad not this safe. Anyway, Riku decides to leave. Sora talks to him. Just because he may be fake, but he's still a version of Riku, his own person. I mean, he's living. He has his own heart. Fake Riku knew Sora was a good guy, and says his goodbyes. But this won't be the last time we see him. He'll appear again. So anyway, time for Nominee to restore their memories, but there's a catch. We're going to undo the chain of memories. Everything that's happened so far, all the things in the castle, will be erased from their memories. They won't remember anything, including Nominee. And it's a choice they have to make. Sora doesn't really want to choose, but decides to bring back his own memories. But not for selfish reasons. He's also having another motive with it. So anyway, Nominee is definitely a little hurt by that, but she understands. She takes him to a special little sleeping chamber, and since it's going to take some time to put the pieces back together. But how are they going to... Donald Loopy explained how they're going to find Nominee if they don't remember her. But Jiminy started to write down his journal to thank Nominee. A little bit earlier, when Donald asked Jiminy to back him up about something, all the entries in the journal were erased too. It's pretty interesting. So, Sora makes a promise with Nominee. It'll be in his heart, even though he won't remember. That they'll meet if they ever meet again someday. They'll be true friends, make good, real memories. I mean, it's a promise. And it's a truly heartwarming scene. And Sora gets in the heart and sleeps, finally able to remember Kairi. Everything. And the game ends on that happy note. During the credits, later in the credits, we see some little bits of what happened later. We see Fake Riku was found by Axel. He's found by Axel. We don't know what's happened next. We also see a mysterious young boy with blonde hair, spiky blonde hair, in some type of town. As in mice and kids with some special little lollies. In somewhere in that same town Sora was earlier. Now it focuses on him. When he's turned in, it cuts away so we don't see his face, keeping a mystery. I really like that part. I really like that scene, that little epilogue scene, seeing what happened after that. I saw it. So yeah, a small post-credit scene with same all those hooded figures that the specific organization. Now, as we saw, there are 3 people that were taken down throughout the story, but they have 6 empty chairs. 7, I think, since Axel didn't return. So, were there memories to be in the past? Well, that's where Reverse Rebirth comes in. But I'll get to that later. And there's that pretty interesting clip, real post-credit scene. Setting up the events of the sequel, where we get a side story. So yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please hit the thumbs up button. Want to see more, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. You'll stay that always comes out in the future. My next review on the sort of DLC, I think. Is it DLC? I don't know really. I never grew up with the original Kingdom Hearts games. I never had a PlayStation 2. So I never really played the game. So, I think about a year ago. So yeah. So yeah. And I'll talk about who the protagonist is of that game in that video. So stay tuned if you don't know. But if you do know, I hope you look forward to my thoughts on this series. Because I really love the story in this game. But anyway, guys, and thank you guys. I'll see you all next time. Sayonara. Start working on the outro.